Namaskar. We are going to start by going to Modi's speech where he addressed the BJP party workers on the recent election verdict in Maharashtra and Jharkhand. We're going to start with that because this is hot off the press, and then we will start the analysis. Let's go there, and our guest today is Shekhar Iyer ji. Let's first listen to what Modi ji had to say. Namaskar, sir. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Today has been a great day. We have been at it since morning. The results have come from Maharashtra, which has been it's a delightful surprise for the BJP and for the Yuti of Maharashtra, and it has given a big boost to NDA and to the Prime Minister himself. And why is it important? Let's hear it from the Prime Minister himself.
Yes, sir.
राजनीति में अब कांग्रेस पार्टी परजीवी बनकर रह गई है। कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए अब अपने दम पर सरकार बनाना लगातार मुश्किल हो रहा है। हाल ही के चुनावों में जैसे आंध्र प्रदेश, अरुणाचल प्रदेश, सिक्किम, हरियाणा और आज महाराष्ट्र में उनका सुपड़ा साफ हो गया। कांग्रेस की घिसी पीटी विभाजनकारी राजनीति फेल हो रही है, लेकिन फिर भी कांग्रेस का अहंकार देखिए, उसका अहंकार 7वें आसमान पर है। सच्चाई ये है कि कांग्रेस अब एक परजीवी पार्टी बन चुकी है। कांग्रेस सिर्फ अपनी ही नहीं बल्कि अपने साथियों की नाव को भी डुबो देती है। आज महाराष्ट्र में भी हमने यही देखा है। महाराष्ट्र में कांग्रेस और उसके गठबंधन ने महाराष्ट्र की हर 5 में से 4 सीट हार गई। अघाड़ी के हर घटक का स्ट्राइक रेट 20% से भी नीचे है। ये दिखाता है कि कांग्रेस खुद भी डूबती है और दूसरों को भी डुबोती है। महाराष्ट्र में सबसे ज्यादा सीटों पर कांग्रेस चुनाव लड़ी, उतनी ही बड़ी हार इनके सहयोग वालों को भी मिली। वो तो अच्छा है कि यूपी जैसे राज्यों में कांग्रेस के सहयोगियों ने उससे जान छुड़ा ली, वरना वहां भी कांग्रेस के सहयोगियों को लेने के देने पड़ जाते। साथियों, सत्ता भूख में कांग्रेस के परिवार ने संविधान
We apologize for the slight technical issues. We were seeing something and you were seeing something. We'll sort this out a little bit later, but right now everything is fine. Shekhar ji, these are the first 2 speeches that Modi ji gave to addressing his party workers. Takeaway from here, and I think something has gone wrong in Jharkhand. We'll touch upon that also, viewers. First, the big victory. I mean, this is a huge victory looking at the kind of opposition that they were facing, especially the way Sharad Pawar had made it into a battle that was not. Sir, over to you. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is a very, very big victory because Vikas Aghadi had done very well in the Lok Sabha elections, and on that basis, they should have been able to easily win this election, this assembly election. And that was what was presumed, because in the Lok Sabha elections, out of the 48 seats, they had managed to win 31, and Mahayuti had won only 17. But what has happened is, in this assembly elections, the manner in which the Mahayuti prepared its campaign, went about its seat arrangement, and also went about its campaign, has seen complete collapse of 𝗤𝗂𝘅. There has been collapse of the Congress. There has been collapse of the legacy that Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray were claiming for themselves, following the split in their respective parties. And what we are seeing is Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar have been left to lick their wounds since the formation of the Mahayuti, and that process has continued, and they have not been able to recover ground. And 𝗥nath Shinde led Mahayuti in the last 2.5 years has managed to win greater support among the people, greater support among the voters. And we are also seeing the fact that some of the game changes that have taken place, the kind of caste mobilization that was aimed at against BJP and against Mahayuti, that has also collapsed. So these results are unique because opposition was spinning on this election to prove that whatever had happened in the Lok Sabha elections of 2024 was a continuing thing, and Haryana was an exception. But what Maharashtra showed today is that Maharashtra is a continuation of the correction that the people of this country are doing since the Lok Sabha elections of 2024. Because 2024 election supposed to have given a big mandate to Prime Minister Modi. But what Modi got was a mandate on behalf of INDI, and BJP itself was short of some seats. But with Maharashtra win, before that the Haryana win, we are seeing a course correction. People are renewing their faith in the Prime Minister Modi's leadership, renewing their faith in BJP for a third term. And as Prime Minister today began his first response, rather his victory speech to the BJP workers, he started by saying Maharashtra is the 6th state where BJP has managed to come to the power for the third time, because he counted among other states. First it was in Goa, then in Gujarat, then you had Chhattisgarh, Haryana and Madhya Pradesh. Now it is Maharashtra. Now what is unique about these results is some game changes have happened, particularly the percentage of polling also saw at least 5 to 6% more than what we saw in the previous assembly elections. Consequently, more number of women voters coming out to vote, and also the fact that the caste combination with which 𝗤𝗂𝘅 𝗍𝗑𝑚 was always targeting the BJP, which is the combination of Maratha vote, the Dalit vote, and the Muslim vote. That formula seems to have not helped the 𝗤𝗂𝘅 𝗍𝗑𝑚 at all, because BJP managed to consolidate its hold over OBC as well as over Dalits. And I would say a foolish attempt by 𝗤𝗂𝘅 𝗍𝗑𝑚 to mobilize minorities by getting the ulemas to call for appeal to the Muslim community to completely vote out the BJP has also backfired, because there has been some kind of a consolidation in response to what ulemas and some members of the Muslim law personal Muslim law board did. So you have seen there has been some kind of a reconfiguration among voters. One. B, there has been a huge response from women voters, particularly to the launch of Ladli Behna scheme, which was a model based in what happened in Madhya Pradesh. Apart from that, the functioning of the Mahayuti government under 𝗥nath Shinde for the last 2.5 years, and in comparison to what had happened during Uddhav Thackeray's tenure, that has completely changed the perception of the voters. So they did not see any reason to give 𝗤𝗂𝘅 𝗍𝗑𝘅 a chance to come back to power, thereby proving the revolt that had happened first in Shiv Sena led by 𝗥nath Shinde, followed by what happened in NCP under leadership of Ajit Pawar, and complete collapse of Sharad Pawar's. Because for Sharad Pawar, this was about to proving his legacy and hold over the party. For Uddhav Thackeray was to prove that he actually was the inheritor of the legacy of Balasaheb Thackeray. All those has got smashed. They got smashed because Congress also failed to fulfill its role as a major partner in this alliance, because Congress contested more than 101 seats, and in terms of returns, it has been very poor. And so you can see that the kind of responses come. Congress got only 16, and Uddhav Thackeray has got 20, and Sharad Pawar got just 10 seats out of 200. Out of the they contested about 85 seats, 10 out of 85 seats. So you can see how the complete collapse of the opposition. So that goes to show a big thing that the Prime Minister needed this moment, that this verdict strengthens the Prime Minister's hand, and it strengthens his resolve toward, as he himself put it, towards Viksit Bharat. His plans in the third term now get a major boost, and a setback in Maharashtra would have been a very big setback for BJP at the national level, because Haryana would have been seen as an exception. But here, what we are seeing is a continuation of the trend, and whatever setbacks we saw during the Lok Sabha elections for the BJP, that have been nullified by this. And also, the work done by the RSS in the background, work done by some of the affiliates to get more voters, and also some kind of awareness about issues actually facing this country and the issues that are there in Maharashtra. This does not mean there were no other issues on the ground, whether it is the plight of the farmers with reference to price of cotton or soya or onions, or other issues pertaining to the overall situation, the sluggishness in the rural sector. But then people are seeing Prime Minister Modi at the center and the Mahayuti government in the state as the rightful people who can, sort out this problem. This is the message that has come from Maharashtra, and for the Congress, particularly for Rahul Gandhi. This is a very bad news, I would say. This is a very big bad news for the simple reason, all that they have been doing so far, running a campaign using cases against Adani in the US, or trying to show that the Prime Minister is corrupt personally, or constantly showing that all their slogans are divisive, all that is, people have not accepted it. Otherwise, you will not get this kind of verdict. So the Prime Minister again repeated, "Ek hai to safe hai," because the game of, the repeatedly talking about OBC census, repeatedly talking about to show that BJP is out to undo reservation, BJP is out to do injustice to the Dalit community, they have been rejected. And also the attempt by the opposition, to see that a good section of the Maratha voters are committed to be taking an anti-BJP line. Because we know for a fact Sharad Pawar, leaders like Sharad Pawar had encouraged this Maratha quota agitation by leaders like Manoj Jayagi, and who have been constantly, they have been attacking the BJP only. But that has failed. People have decided that Maha Vikas Yuti must be given a chance to continue the work that they have done so far. And for Eknath Shinde himself, he has proved that he is not simply a spoiler for Uddhav Thackeray, that he had good reasons to break away from Uddhav Thackeray and to reclaim Balasaheb's legacy, that is what he has done. Similarly, Ajit Pawar, who has been facing tremendous problems since the Lok Sabha elections, because his party could win only 1 out of the 4 seats. But this time he has shown that if it comes to National Congress, the Congress party, NCP, that it is he. And he has managed to defeat the lion that is Sharad Pawar in his own den, that is in Western Maharashtra. Sree Iyer ji.
Thank you so much, Shekhar ji. Viewers, we are going to do a deep dive into, go ahead. Let's play this the sound bite. Then I'll come to my 2 cents. Please go ahead.
एक और संदेश है, पूरे देश में सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही संविधान चलेगा। वो संविधान है बाबा साहब आम्बेडकर का संविधान, भारत का संविधान। जो भी सामने या पर्दे के पीछे देश में 2 संविधान की बात करेगा, उसको देश पूरी तरह से नकार देगा। कांग्रेस और उसके साथियों ने जम्मू कश्मीर में फिर से आर्टिकल 370 की दीवार बनाने का प्रयास किया। वो संविधान का भी अपमान है। महाराष्ट्र ने उनको साफ साफ बता दिया कि ये नहीं चलेगा। अब दुनिया की कोई भी ताकत, और मैं कांग्रेस वालों को कहता हूं, कान खोल के सुन लो, उनके साथियों को भी कहता हूं, अब दुनिया की कोई भी ताकत 370 को वापस नहीं ला सकती।
Sir,
That was, yeah, go ahead, sir.
so the Prime Minister is pointing out that the Congress had joined its allies in Jammu Kashmir calling for return of 370. And this issue was pointed out during the campaign in Maharashtra, saying that what is the Congress up to? What are these 𝗣𝗂𝘁𝗍𝙗 people up to? Why are they encouraging again the separatist forces by calling for return of Article 370? And people in Maharashtra have also, while factoring all these issues of Maharashtra, but as well as the national concern. So thereby, by giving the kind of verdict that they have handed to the Congress, they have also rejected what the Congress has been trying to do, in Jammu Kashmir. So Congress has paid a heavy price by, again supporting the demand for return of 370 in Jammu Kashmir, where everybody knows it cannot return. And particularly, sir, much more important is, right now the parliament session will start from November 25th. The top of the agenda is the bill to amend the Wakf Act. And this bill has been opposed by the opposition, particularly the Congress and left, for the obvious reasons. Whereas there has been a clamoring demand that it was high time we examine the whole concept of Wakf property, its management, how you have seen notices being issued after the bill was brought in parliament in states like Karnataka, in Kerala, or even Tamil Nadu, farmers being sent notices to say that the land which is currently in their possession belongs to Wakf property. And the Prime Minister today particularly referred how the UPA government, just before the 2014 elections, had transferred huge property to the Wakf board in Delhi.
जाते जाते दिल्ली के आसपास की अनेक संपत्तियां वक्फ बोर्ड को सौंप दी थी। बाबा साहब आम्बेडकर जी ने जो संविधान हमें दिया है ना, जिस संविधान की रक्षा के लिए हम प्रतिबद्ध है, संविधान में वक्फ कानून का कोई स्थान ही नहीं है। लेकिन फिर भी कांग्रेस ने तुष्टीकरण के लिए वक्फ बोर्ड जैसी व्यवस्था पैदा कर दी। ये इसलिए किया गया ताकि कांग्रेस के परिवार का वोट बैंक बढ़ सके। सच्ची पंथ निरपेक्षता को कांग्रेस ने एक तरह से मृत्यु दंड देने की कोशिश की है।
So the Prime Minister is pointing out what is the meaning of this verdict that has come from Maharashtra. How secularism was, injected into the constitution when this land has been believing in respecting all faiths. A concept of secularism as defined by the West was introduced into the constitution, particularly during the emergency, and since then stayed, and that has since then formed the basis of the politics of this country. And that has resulted in a situation where you are dealing now. Work board has become such a big issue. We have seen Muslim religious leaders have been making out, they have been organizing rallies and meetings to oppose this passage of the bill in parliament. And opposition has been trying to disrupt even the standing committee meetings of the parliament to say that this is out to rob the Muslims of their rights. And what the Prime Minister is saying today is there is no mention of Wakf in the constitution. What was not mentioned, how did it get space? Because the new law that is being proposed is to regulate them and subject all decision of the Wakf board to the higher courts in India, which was not previously the case. So I think the Prime Minister's message soon after the verdict in Maharashtra is to show his government's commitment to see that they are going to clean up this whole thing about Wakf thing. I mean, they are not scared how the opposition is going to play this issue out. And the verdict from Maharashtra has given that boost and resolve to Prime Minister Modi's government. And there are other aspects of these elections, sir, which what is the sense one makes of the collapse of Sharad Pawar? What is the sense one makes of collapse of Uddhav Thackeray? And Uddhav Thackeray, 5 years ago, left the company of BJP on this very issue of chief ministership and went and sat on the lap of the Congress and NCP, forgetting for a moment that his support base and the support bases of Congress and NCP are totally different. And 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙀𝘀 Shinde managed to use this very issue to break out and come out that we are not in a comfortable company of NCP or the Congress. So the decision of 𝗒𝙧𝙤𝙀 Shinde has today been vindicated by the mandate that the people have given. And also in the 2.5 years that 𝗒𝙧𝙤𝙀 Shinde has led this government, and with the guidance from 𝗍𝗪𝗏 Fadnavis, and a year later the support provided by Ajit Pawar, who also joined the government, that there are a lot that can be done and that had to be done, and which his government started doing. Whereas previously, the arrangement that the NCP, Congress and Uddhav Thackeray's party held was that it was plainly to keep BJP out of power. I mean, an alliance which did not comprise of natural allies was formed. And today they are paid for it. That's what Prime Minister also said today. That, what the Congress had done, what the Congress had encouraged 5 years ago, and today it has come back to them in the form of a retribution. This mandate is a retribution for that decision that they took in 29, just to keep the BJP out of power. Because after all, BJP and Shiv Sena, the United Shiv Sena, had gone to the people with Prime Minister undertaking the campaign. And today, it has come a full circle. Shiv Sena, led by Uddhav Thackeray, is completely reduced, completely diminished. This is another important message, sir. And now, for the Congress, sir, it is a continuing cycle where with Rahul Gandhi, it's as its prime face of the party. The party also has realized that people are not willing to accept the kind of leadership that the Congress is providing today, kind of issues that it is flagging. And here also, even in the run-up to election, we saw a bitter fight between Uddhav Thackeray and between the Congress over the sharing of seats, projection of Chief Minister's face, and also even suggestions to the Congress from Sharad Pawar that we need to project a CM's face. All those things, actually muddle the waters for the Maha-Vikas Aghadi. On the other hand, despite similar problems about the number of seats to contest, about the seats itself to contest, Maha-Yuti had seemed to have done a better job. And they managed to project a united face, though there were issues that raised questions about, conflict of interest and convergence of views. There were several issues which we ourselves discussed in the last, and we were also apprehensive as to what would be the impact. But I think those issues did not make it big because Maha-Vikas Aghadi, particularly under BJP's leadership, in terms of BJP's leadership of the election management, they managed to do well in candidate selection, managed to do well in going to the last mile connectivity with the voter, and in which they were helped by RSS and other affiliate organizations, which all went on to show that Maha-Vikas Yuti is the answer that the people are looking for. Of course, this has raised expectation So repeatedly today, the whole day, the question has been, who will be the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra? People are trying to suggest, will it be 𝗍𝗪𝗻 Fadnavis because the BJP has done so well? Well, BJP contested a higher number of seats and its strike rate has been almost 86% or even more. That's why you have seen that they have managed to win almost 132 seats of the 149 they contested. It's a very good strike rate. And this is the kind of strike rate the BJP has never got in Maharashtra. But at the same time, sir, the BJP leadership is going to be very careful, because this Mahayuti was also about social cohesion as well as political cohesion. And they didn't want to take any such risk. We can see that they did not want to show that though they are the single largest party in the alliance, it is not about being whether the BJP person should be chief minister. It was also important to project a kind of a cohesion that had leaders, and particularly the social cohesion, which is very important. That's why I don't see any possibility at this juncture BJP trying to disturb this arrangement, because the challenges are ahead. There are going to be civic elections, there are going to be municipal corporation elections. So one can expect this current arrangement to continue for some more time. Well, there could be other formulas involved. There could be perhaps suggestions for some kind of a rotation of top posts. All those could be on the cards. But definitely the challenge has just begun, because they have to win civic elections, they have to win municipal elections, they have to win panchayat elections. And this Yuti has to be careful at every stage. And as far as for Sharad Pawar, I think that we do not never write off any politician, we do not write off any political party, because political parties never die. They get new avatar, they come back. But as far as Sharad Pawar is concerned, given his age and given that issue in NCP was all about a family fight and a family ego fight, and Ajit Pawar, who had faced the brunt of anger of the supporters of Sharad Pawar in the Lok Sabha elections, has managed to show, rather has managed to convince his own voters that it was a mistake of him to have, fielded his own wife against Sharad Pawar's daughter. But then Sharad Pawar this time was even more hard on him by getting one of his grandsons to contest against Sharad Pawar, against Ajit Pawar. So one can also see how Sharad Pawar's decision not to effect a patch-up before the elections with Ajit Pawar has also cost him dearly. And sir, Congress, when it comes to, their stalwarts have lost election. Whether it is Nana Patole or it is Balasaheb Thorat, they have lost elections. Which goes to show the question about the revival of the Congress under the Rahul Gandhi's plan. And raising issues about Adani or all those issues and trying to show that problems of Adani are also problems of the Prime Minister. Those things does not seem to have mattered with the voters. Voters were looking particularly at what was the performance of Mahayuti government and compare it with what it was under Mahavikas Aghadi. And definitely, this rollout of Ladli Yojana, 1,500 rupees to women, and more than 2 crore women being benefited in the last 2-3 months, that has been a very big game changer. And people were not willing to believe the promise of 3,000 rupees by Mahavikas Aghadi to women. And women Shakti has definitely favored this Mahayuti. So therefore, we are seeing a scenario where that Prime Minister has managed to show that BJP is the party that can still learn lessons, that still can effect correction, can still improve performance, and still is sensitive to the message that comes from the voters, the message that comes from the people. So this ability of the BJP to incorporate corrections compared to other parties. In the case of Congress, there is no correction. They keep doing the same thing and getting the same results. And it does not matter. Sir, can you believe Wayanad for Wayanad? Everybody knew that Priyanka Gandhi was not facing any big problem in Wayanad, given the demographic structure of the constituency. Yet many top leaders were in Wayanad rather than in Maharashtra. Till November 13, when the first phase of Wayanad election was to be over, because Wayanad came in the phase that that was also first phase in Jharkhand. All the leaders were in Wayanad. Only post the Wayanad by-election got over, people came to Maharashtra. So you can see the manner in which the Congress leadership approached the Maharashtra election, taking for granted that since the BJP had done badly in the Lok Sabha elections, they are going to do badly again, and these allies don't matter because our Agadi is very strong. And they were already talking about who will be the chief minister. So you had open the views expressed by both Congress and Uddhav Thackeray's UBT Shiv Sena, saying that they should have a bigger say in the next chief minister. I mean, this is a good example where the take for granted attitude. We are there, we are coming back. That seems to have not gone down well with the voters who have, handed their verdict. That's a very important lesson coming. Now, how is the Congress going to move forward? Because already UBT, I can see that they started saying that this is all engineered, EVM. Again, EVM Bahana has started. That it is only because of EVM we have lost the elections. How is it possible only we have done badly? Sharad Pawar has done badly and Congress has done badly. There is something without realizing how the people have felt. Sir, among the exit polls, it was only finally My Access India that gave a figure of 179 plus. And today the figures have gone even beyond that. Others were saying that Mahayuti had an edge. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. One thing that often doesn't get spoken about, I had an inkling of what was going on, what the strategy of Mahayuti was in Maharashtra. Viewers, now you can say, oh, this guy is now saying everything after the fact. See, sometimes you don't count your chickens before you hatch. But let me tell you one thing. The strategy in Maharashtra was that Ajit Pawar did not get any help from the Shiv Sena people or the RSS in his constituencies. He basically had to prove it that he had what it takes to win. This was a strategy that was put out. This is something that played out. You can go and check with the people in Maharashtra on the ground. You will find out that the RSS workforce and the Shiv Sena Sainiks, they completely put their energies into the other two, not the Ajit Pawar segment. That's why you notice Ajit Pawar is actually saying that this will not work. Batenge to katenge won't work in Maharashtra. So there was something where he was said, you have to prove what you are bringing to the alliance. And I think he did prove it. And also, viewers, 3 months ago, Mohan Sonti and I had looked at what was Maharashtra, the compulsion for BJP to keep Ajit Pawar in their flock. Do go back and watch that video. You'll get some very useful insights about why that was done, and that's paid off here. 230, the first time anyone has got this kind of a whopping majority. I'm talking about around BJP. This is a huge success. The architect of this, again, I'm told, is Fadnavis. And the way I see it, Shekharji, because you should recognize the man's talent. He's young. He's probably in his late 40s now, or maybe early 50s. How old is he, sir? Do you know, Fadnavis?
Well, he could be in his early 50s. I'm not sure.
Early 50s, right? Yeah, so what I am seeing, and viewers, Sree Kannan has been working on how Fadnavis outwitted Sharad Pawar at every turn. This is going to be a special program that we'll be discussing with Sree Kannan. So stay tuned, because this is going to be completely data and fact driven. We are collecting the data. We decided this 4 or 5 days ago itself. Okay, go ahead. Let's play this one.
डंके की चोट पर कहा है, एक है तो सेब है के भाव ने जाति, धर्म, भाषा और क्षेत्र के नाम पर लड़ाने वालों को सबक सिखाया है, सजा की है। आदिवासी भाई बहनों ने भी भाजपा एनडीए को वोट दिया। ओबीसी भाई बहनों ने भी भाजपा एनडीए को वोट दिया। मेरे दलित भाई बहनों ने भी भाजपा एनडीए को वोट दिया। समाज के हर वर्ग ने भाजपा एनडीए को वोट दिया। ये कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन के उस पूरे इकोसिस्टम की सोच पर करारा प्रहार है जो समाज को बांटने का एजेंडा चला रहे थे। साथियों, महाराष्ट्र ने एनडीए को इसलिए
Thank you, sir. So my 2 cents, and I have no basis for why I'm saying this. Fadnavis, in my opinion, is cut out for a national role. And think about it: 5 more years, right? He'll be 59 when the next Lok Sabha elections come, and you need a president who can take that big planning that needs to go with this. This is not easy. By no means is it easy, but he has proved his credentials by beating what, in my opinion, is the hardest political opponent, Sharad Pawar. So that part we are going to analyze separately. Sree Iyer is putting together the data. Do come in and listen to that one. But this is what I think. That way what happens is everybody feels, okay, justice has been done. Shinde probably will stay on as a CM, and I think Fadnavis will probably move to the center as the president of the party. Just my 2 cents. Don't ask me what is the basis. What the basis is that he has taken on one of the hardest leaders and he defeated him roundly and soundly. That's my logic for this. And somebody needs to take stock of the country. And we are going to take a look at Jharkhand also. We're not only going to gloat over this victory, we're going to take a look at Jharkhand. That will come in a little bit of time. Shekharji, your 2 cents on this one. Then I want to touch upon the by-polls. This fantastic victory for the NDA in some of the states. Sir, over to you.
Definitely, the 14 states where the by-elections were held to various assemblies, the BJP has, the NDA has secured 25 seats. 25 out of the 47 seats has gone to the NDA, with BJP gaining. BJP doing very well. That's a good news. And in fact, the BJP has secured in Rajasthan, out of 7, they won the 5. In Bihar, they won all the 4. And in Uttar Pradesh, where it was a challenge to Yogi himself, they have won 7 of the 9 by-elections there, which is because there was a lot of apprehension. There could be internal sabotage, that there could be a message from the detractors of Yogi within the BJP, but none of those things happened. None of those apprehensions proved right. And they have managed to win 7 of those 9, and only 2 went to Samajwadi Party. Of course, in other places, in Kerala and Kerala, you have seen Congress winning 2 seats, and in Assam, all the 5 were won by the BJP, and in Punjab, AAP got 3, and AAP has got all the 3. So, and Congress won in one seat of Barnala. So overall, the message that has come from these by-elections, because 47 is a too big a number, that this is seen as some kind of a dipstick to show that BJP has kept its presence continuing, and wherever it had not done well previously, it has managed to do well. So that is one thing, sir. And also, we are talking about the future of Fadnavis. Definitely, the party will keep into account all this. As I said earlier, the challenge in Maharashtra is to also now win the local elections and bring more stability to this arrangement, get some of those programs going, and pay attention to the rural districts, particularly the problems faced by farmers in Vidarbha and Marathwada, which were the 2 regions of Maharashtra, which was also a challenge for the BJP. So there are many issues, governance issues, which will have to be addressed. Definitely, as you are right, Fadnavis, who is now only 54, has a bright future ahead. He's known for management. He's known for particularly election management as well as governance. So his potential for the future is definitely recognized by the party, though there are several elements that will go into selecting the next BJP president. Because a lot of credit is also being given to Bhupendra Yadav, who was the man behind the screen, man behind the scene, who was managing the nuts and bolts of the campaign in Maharashtra. So he belongs to OBC, and there is a premium on having a OBC leader as the face of the party or the president of the party. So there are several factors, but those will come forth soon. You can see a decision on who will be the next BJP president soon. And there will be consultation also.
Sir, thank you, sir. And also I must mention that BJP lost badly in Karnataka and West Bengal. They drew a blank in both these states in the bipolar elections. And now we are going to come to Jharkhand elections. What went wrong for the BJP there? Shekharji, we are 38 minutes into the program. I would request you to touch upon this for 4 or 5 minutes. I have 1 or 2 things to add. Maybe you will do it yourself. So let's go ahead and jump into Jharkhand, sir. Over to you.
Sir, in case of Jharkhand, the situation that prevailed in during Lok Sabha elections could not get corrected, which is BJP could not win back the support in the predominantly tribal areas. And this is a problem they have had from 2019 that prevailed during the Lok Sabha elections in 2024. And subsequently also, they have managed to only retain more or less the same base they had earlier, which is mostly non-tribal areas. That's why in the parliamentary election also, they won in non-tribal seats. And whereas Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, which was the former ally of the BJP, has managed to consolidate its hold on tribals. And Hemant Soren being jailed, undergoing inquiry and investigation by Enforcement Directorate on corruption charges, seems to have rather helped him get more sympathy from the tribal voters in Jharkhand, which is and despite BJP trying to get together even Champai Soren, who was Chief Minister of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha when Hemant Soren was in jail, even his joining the BJP has not helped. There has been several faces, tribal faces from the BJP too, like Babulal Marandi, and there are other leaders. But BJP has found it that Jharkhand needs a much more deeper introspection and much bigger correction. And so far that has not happened. It's a task that has to be done very soon in Jharkhand. That is one of the major reasons. And also that BJP, raised the issue of infiltration, particularly of people from Bangladesh. That issue did not help to separate the kind of unity that has been there between the Muslim voters and tribal voters for JMM and Congress. Because when JMM and Congress came together, Congress brought the minority votes and JMM brought the tribal votes. There has been a kind of the support base of JMM Congress is the Muslim vote as well as the tribal votes. That did not get split, despite BJP raising the issue of suspected Rohingyas coming from Bangladesh, settling down there, getting married to tribal. That issue did not click, because there was also another problem which is very, very endemic to Jharkhand, which is flight of tribals from Jharkhand to other states in search of livelihood, search of employment. That migration of tribals has continued, because one reason for the tribal population to go down in Jharkhand is because large number of tribals in Jharkhand have had to leave the state and find to seek livelihood outside the state. So that this particular message of the BJP to draw attention to the fact that how that infiltration was helping some people of foreign origin to settle in Jharkhand and claim even land rights, that did not create any big alarm in Jharkhand among the tribal voters. That is also a point to be remembered, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. One concern I do have is what happens to the illegal infiltration, because we thought that if BJP won in Jharkhand, then it would actually put Mamta on notice for 2026. Now we'll have to see how that math plays out. So lots of challenges. I mean, it's not like Fadnavis becomes the president of BJP, therefore BJP is going to win. Far from it. As much as you can see that one place they enjoyed spectacular success, another place the messaging somewhere went wrong. So that it needs to be also looked into. So, sir, one good thing about BJP is they are quick to do course correction. They understand where things go wrong, they correct. That's good for them. And as unlike the Congress party, which continues for the 89th loss now for Rahul Gandhi this time as president, or the main place, 89th or something like that. So we are losing count. How many polls he keeps losing?
Sir, BJP since its inceptions, from 1980 onwards, it has been a snake and ladder game. They have to win every election.
Correct.
Nobody puts the same yardstick for the Congress.
Yes.
But for BJP, they have to win every election. One election they lose, they seem to have slided down further. Then it has to be another election. Even if, see, sir, this is the first time since 60s a prime minister has managed to get a third term.
Correct.
But still, constantly Modi is under kind of a scrutiny. He has to keep proving that he has that pull, he has that charisma in him, he has that leadership in him to keep the BJP going. Now, this is not a challenge put before Rahul Gandhi. Because for the Rahul Gandhi, if he can, the very fact that his figures, the Congress figures went from 52 to 99, turned out to be such a big celebration. But later it has found that Congress has not actually gained much. And there has been no course correction of that sort, because they don't believe in course correction. Because if they were to do that, then it would raise questions about some decisions which have been taken by the leadership itself. I don't think they are in that shape. Of course, today a lot of people who are friends of the Congress are very upset with the manner in which the Congress has fought the Maharashtra elections. They felt that Maharashtra, somehow the BJP should have been blocked. Particularly our secular left liberal friends are very upset with the Congress. They feel that, Congress has again, squandered an opportunity to corner Prime Minister Modi. Little realizing the policies that the Congress is exposing, the policies that the Congress, in its attempt to show that it believes in more radical left approach rather than a centrist approach, which has its strength even during its heydays, that has not been appreciated by the Congress leadership itself. That if Congress has to revive itself, is that to somewhere move to the middle. Of course, there are others. There are, saying again from the same left liberal ecosystem, who believe the Congress has not been more secular enough. That is why people are not trusting it. Sir, a party like Congress needs support of all communities. If you are going to keep quiet when ulemas are making an appeal to the voters that, boycott people who vote for BJP, vote only for 𝗤𝑚ahāvikaṣ Aghadi, you think that will not have a backlash? But Congress leaders, instead of cautioning ulemas body or those Islamic religious leaders who were trying to give that kind of call, to tell them, look, Congress doesn't believe in this kind of segregation. Congress is for all. We want everybody to vote for us on the basis of our policy. But they were, on the other hand, they were welcoming it. Nana Patole said, what is wrong in this? Even Sharad Pawar said, if Hindus are voting for BJP, does it mean that those voters are communal? Therefore, what is wrong if somebody gives out a call to the Muslim community to vote for, forgetting that under model of code of conduct, you are not supposed to appeal on religious lines? Sir.
Thank you, sir. Now we can take up a few questions from our viewers. Thank you. Thank you, Kapil Jhaveri. The biggest consolation for Uddhav Thackeray is that he got largest seats in MVA. Rohit Akshay wants to know, do you think the infiltrators' problem of marrying local tribal women will increase the possibility of a new jihad? It's a real concern in Jharkhand. Which JMM look into this?
Sir, elections or no elections, I think this is an issue that needs very serious investigation and serious concentration. Because these issues are being flagged only at the time of elections, raising questions as to whether motive in highlighting these issues is purely to make certain section of voters to be more conscious of what is happening. But I think these are issues beyond elections, and they need to be examined. And any evidence, and this has to be supported by evidence. because Jharkhand has been facing two problems: the settlement of outsiders and locals leaving the state for in search of jobs outside. Because that is equally a serious problem. Without understanding the correlation between these two, it is difficult to pinpoint why the tribal population has gone down in certain pockets in the state. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question, please. Kota Murthy wants to know, Shekharji, do you think it would be a good had Shinde made CM and Fadnavis taken to center? Your comments.
Sir, I think at this moment it is important that Eknath Shinde continues as CM, because it would be imprudent to disturb the current arrangement till certain time that the coalition settles down. And they faces all these elections which are ahead, because for any government to stabilize, they have to face the civic elections. And Mumbai corporation elections have been put off several times. So now that the Mahayuti has won, I can see the sense of urgency from the rank and file of the Mahayuti parties to see that the elections are held sooner or later. So it's very important these are consolidated. Yes, Devendra Fadnavis, I think he will still play a role in Maharashtra for some time, as I said, for the coalition to stabilize, the government formation done, and he could be taken to the center anytime in the next 6 months or so.
Thank you, Nagra Seshadri, for gifting one PGurus membership. NN wants to know, sir, considering public perception, who should be appointed as Maharashtra CM, Fadnavis or Shinde?
Sir, well, sir, I have already answered this question. It's since Mahayuti went to the elections with Shinde as one of the prominent faces, and sir, even though BJP has contested a more number of seats than these other two alliance partners, and the strike rate was better, it is also important to understand Eknath Shinde, being a face of the Maratha leadership of the Mahayuti, has also brought some votes for the BJP. That is undeniable. Similarly, Ajit Pawar too has contributed to the overall performance of BJP, because they being two prominent faces of the Maratha community. So we cannot say that BJP has got everything on its own. This has been a mutually beneficial alliance. I would say a symbiotic alliance, where each has been able to add to the other's strength. Sir.
Venkatraman wants to know, Kota Murthy wants to know, Shekharji, do you think RSS had put its entire force to win Maharashtra because its own wicket compared to Lok Sabha elections?
Sir, it was not about whether it is own wicket or anything. I think the kind of mood in the country after the Lok Sabha elections of 2024 and the way the opposition was going about, trying to spread the word that the days of Modi government are numbered, the arrangement in center would not last long, and trying to create an atmosphere of instability and uncertainty. So it was important on the part of RSS, and what RSS has actually done in this election is to go to voters, tell the people to be conscious of their right to vote, and to go out actually vote, number one. Number two, make them aware of certain issues that the country is facing today. Whether it is economic challenges, whether it is social challenges, whether it is challenges in terms of internal security or internal cohesion, all these issues were flagged because RSS and its affiliates went on a door-to-door campaign for focusing on issues that an average voter has to be aware and exercise his or her franchise, keeping these issues in mind and decide who is the best to tackle these issues. That is what RSS has done in this election, which was necessary, and they do it all the time. Even in the Lok Sabha elections, they were quite conscious about needing for people to come out and vote. Of course, an impression was given that BJP could do without RSS, but that is not so. RSS's role is more in terms of the social messaging that was necessary, and RSS definitely did its part in this election.
Venkatraman wants to know what the unparliamentary word is happening in Karnataka BJP. INC has won despite exposed poor fiscal, increased prices, and to top it all, the Muda scam. I'm just fuming.
Well, sir, this election, by-election, was two elections, predominantly in this Mysore belt. And this time for Siddaramaiah, this was and there is a tendency, sir, wherever by-elections are held, the by-elections are always won by the government, which is the party which is in power. This is nothing new. It is there in most states. But at the same time, for Siddaramaiah, this was a very serious issue. And Siddaramaiah took charge of even Chennapatna election. Yogendra was brought from BJP to the Congress by Siddaramaiah, not by D.K. Shivkumar, because he wanted to ensure H.D. Kumaraswamy's son was defeated, and thereby proving that in the Mysore belt that Siddaramaiah, despite the Muda is actually Mysore Development Authority. Despite that authority and scam, he has not lost support among the people. So for him, it was much more. So definitely, he put in a lot of efforts. His supporters put in a lot of efforts in this by-election.
Next one, please. DM wants to know, will Maha Victory reboot Operation Lotus in other states?
Definitely, sir. Haryana had its impact on Maharashtra. Now, Maharashtra will have an impact on the elections that are due next year, particularly if, Delhi Assembly elections in February, and followed by Bihar elections in November next year. And already we have seen in the by-elections, Assembly by-elections, 4 seats have been won by NDA, which was there. This is a positive sign coming from Bihar.
Correct. Well, that brings us to a close of today's program. Shekharji, thank you so much. And some of you were wondering when I put out one shots in Hyderabadi Hindi about Rahul, about Jalebi and things like that. And I had said, people are asking, why are you speaking about Rahul to Rahul in Hyderabadi? Viewers, Marathwada understands Hyderabadi because it used to be part of the Nizam Empire. Marathwada and also Hyderabad, Karnataka area. Like, for example, if you listen to Mallikarjun Kharge speak off record, right? He sounds exactly like me, same Hyderabadi accent. Because that's what we grew up with. Nothing, it's a very charming accent, see their point pe aate hain. That's the kind of thing that is there with that. So that is the reason why I use that. So some understood why, but just for those of you who are wondering why I did that. Sir, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful election because it's got its ebbs and flows and highs and lows. And I think some people, the writing on the wall is very clear. I think Sharad Pawar's political retirement has been given to him by the people. He has been hinting, I think this is his retirement. Probably Supriya Sule will have to pick up the pieces because she has some numbers in Lok Sabha and see what she can do with the party. Ajit Pawar certainly has asserted himself in no certain way, especially since I told about what was the ground support he had. He had to earn it himself. That is something that's good, and he could still opt to stay out of this government. I don't think that makes a big difference. The story there is whoever sided with the BJP won big. That's how I see it. Thank you so much, sir, and we'll be again seeing you on Friday, on Wednesday. And namaskar.
Sir, before we conclude, you mentioned Jalebi. Sir, today Jalebi has displaced Laddu as the sweet for celebrating elections. In several BJP offices, freshly prepared jalebis were distributed. That's all from us, sir.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you.